when you were playing that record? What were you thinking?
Welcome back.
What's good, everybody?
Yes, hi.
And welcome back to another episode of
Yes.
Something About. Hope everybody's doing good. It's been a little minute.
Yeah.
New schedule. We
Yes.
said every week. We changing that to every 2 weeks.
Yes. Bringing
And,
you more quality content for every 2 weeks.
Same quality, same type of content, just
Exactly.
every 2 weeks now.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it works out.
Changes schedules.
Exactly. But also, I feel like I think we've had the episodes where we kind of like force it to just like make an episode. So it may not be like the best. So ça donne le temps de comme really get.
Yeah.
Ça donne le temps de to really get like really good topics, I guess. Because sometimes there's some weeks there's nothing to really talk about, right?
Yeah, sometimes the weeks are dry.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm just like busy with other shit. So
Exactly, right? So at least I felt maybe it's better to have like 2-4 weeks to really take the time. And yeah, and then for me to also do the drawing and you can do the edit. So there's a bit less of a stress for us.
exactly.
So, and again, that one last thing, we're not getting paid for this. So no money from this.
Exactly.
yet.
So it is what it is. You know, at
But
the
I
end of
do
the-
have a Instagram. You can DM me $50. Thank you very much.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. What have you been up to lately?
What have
Any
been
new
up
projects on the
to?
way? Anything exciting you've been working on?
Yes, I have a couple. I have a project. It's due for December, and I'm working with like another artist friend that was like we were reached out, but like someone we know, and it's a very interesting project. Like I don't have like all the full details of it yet. I mean, we're still in the process of like figuring out like what we're gonna do, but it's gonna be a sort of the animation thing.
Okay.
So it's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah,
That's
and
what's
then,
up.
Yeah, the project in general though. It is like very community based, so I really enjoy making things that people from the community can enjoy. So like, yeah, just like again, it doesn't always have to be like in a gallery, but it can be a project that can something that can be of use to people. So I think this one is kind of like we're doing like little videos. I mean, it's nice, it's
Okay.
yeah, it's really cool giving back. I
That's
like
what's
it.
up. That's what's up.
Yeah, and you?
Working on a lot of music.
Mhm.
Working on a lot of music. I have a new single out on it. Link's gonna be in the description. Go check it out.
Yes.
One of my best production yet.
Mm-hmm.
Best lyrics yet. Just in terms of a whole song, just like complete. One of the best. Go check it out. Go support. Appreciate more music on the way. I made you listen to a little preview this morning.
Yeah, honestly,
Going something different, a little bit R&B-ish. Not gonna
Yeah.
give out too much. When the
Yeah.
time's gonna come, next month I'm gonna release it. I'm gonna give out more information when the time is right. Go check us, our IGs,
yes. All right.
see her hard work, see my music. We're gonna put the information here.
Yeah.
And if you're just listening on audio, at _BONVIB, Bon Vibe is my page, and her page is
Yeah.
Wendy Alexina.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, for sure, we always say that we're working on our pages, but I think that we're always trying to figure out better ways of engaging or having content that people can like they enjoy. I was thinking of like maybe doing like little short videos or just like me doing like if I'm doing like art stuff or just me like or like those videos when you kind of see a person like painting, for example, and just like a music background or something. Or like if I'm like stretching an easel and be like, I don't know, little things, and then make another YouTube channel.
You can do your first YouTube video where you doing my
That was actually my plan.
my thing, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it.
Because he has
my
like
frame
he has a canvas.
canvas.
Yeah,
right.
a canvas. And then there's I keep confusing the words, but anyways, yeah, the wood part he already
It's
has.
frame, no?
Yeah, the frame.
Right?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
I had it right.
Yeah.
Why you gaslighting me?
I just don't know.
Aren't you in arts? See, I would have killed it
I
if I
don't
would have
know,
went
bro.
into art school. A's, straight A's.
No, art.
I've
fair enough.
already seen the what do you call it? The competition.
Yeah, it's me.
I mean, yeah, obviously I would not compete with you, but I've seen the other artworks that you showed me when you were still going into school. I was like, that's it. This is bachelor's in arts. Ain't that difficult?
Yeah, I can still pull up in your program and get an A+.
One.
See what's up?
No.
How was that reaction?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm like really good at like. What do
And
you
what?
do again?
Exactly. That was my next question. What is my field of study? Exactly.
Business.
Exactly.
No, I always honestly,
Just because I went to John Molson School of Business, that is just business.
you didn't do business.
Well, it's not technically. It's not
There's
business.
false
It's
advertising.
supply chain. It's part of business, but business is like
I thought it was business.
anything is a business, but it's
Damn.
just a generic term.
Damn, I've been telling people you did business school.
It's like if like you're just doing arts, like
Okay, I know what you
technically
mean.
it's arts.
But my concentration. Oh, fair enough.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Damn, I've been saying it wrong. I mean, whenever people ask me what your job is, I genuinely,
Yeah.
I see that you went at John Molson, and it's like numbers.
Wow.
I genuinely forget
Wow,
the name.
that
What's the
is-
name of your job again?
It doesn't matter. You nailed it. You nailed it.
Thank you.
Business numbers. That's it.
That's it. That's all that's the point.
People are just as confused as like your friends are asking you, what does your boyfriend do? And they're after you give your explanation, they're just as confused.
No, actually, from this explanation, they will be like, "Yeah, he's not real."
Yeah, okay, it's like that
Okay,
makes
so
sense.
fake.
Exactly.
And I'll be like, "My boyfriend's he lives in Vancouver and
Yeah.
he works with numbers." And they kind of like the video we watched yesterday of so we watched this there's this YouTube channel called Dreading,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of like decipher. You know, like let's see, like there's like been like cases and the people like in the interrogation room. He's really going to decipher piece by piece. I guess like people's like mannerisms and body language, just until the fact that they find out that they're guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And this story was wild. It was basically the story of this guy. Basically, I guess he wasn't going to school and he was like passing. He's like in his 20s, right? So he's old
Yeah.
enough, and his parents were
He
like,
dropped
"Yo."
out.
Yeah,
He dropped out of school.
Yes, he
And
dropped
instead of telling his parents that he dropped off out of school, he lied to them that he still went to school, that he got a job at some company, then he got a job at SpaceX. And then at the same time, his parents were paying for his bills because he wasn't working.
For
Or like,
tuition, yeah, basically.
exactly, they were
Yeah.
paying his tuition. And his dad is like, yo, tax season's coming up. I need your transcript so I can like write off this expense as
yeah.
like a school expense. And instead of saying like, yo, dad, I wasn't going to school, he created like a set of emails of like fictional people that
Yo.
working at the university and creating a rules that like we can't give you the transcript because we have this accounting system. And he wasn't getting paid at his other job. I'm heavy quotation marks that he wasn't getting paid, but he actually wasn't working. Just a web of lies.
Yeah, but like so big
For no reason.
Yo, he's Spider-Man.
The
man.
amount of
His
work,
web.
the amount of work he put in, he could have actually gotten his degree.
Honestly,
You know?
like it was crazy, like the effort it took to do all this lie upon lie and upon lie, and then
His dad found out because his dad was like, yo, you know what? I'm sick and tired. Oh, and the last lie he created is he fell down the stairs and he got like a concussion, even though when they went to the hospital, they're like,
you're fine.
bro, there's nothing wrong with you.
And he requested to get like a neck brace. The doctor's like, you're good. You're
He's like,
chill,
bro,
You're chill.
I guess.
And then even at one point he was getting like an autoimmune disease, and then he was feeling numbness in his legs.
All of this was lies.
Yeah,
All of this was
just
gaslighting
so-
everybody.
yeah.
Exactly. So you just say that.
Yeah, just so he could stay at home and play video games without paying rent.
So his dad was like, you know what? My son is sick. I'm
gonna
gonna call the school and I'm gonna figure everything out from him just so he's cool. And he calls the schools and they're like, yeah, we don't know who the fuck these people you said your son was talking to. These emails are falsified. So your son actually didn't go to school for like a year or whatever.
Yeah, it's like he dropped out, and then let's say the appointment was like the parents had made with the school. Let's say it was like June 3rd, or like June 3rd was coming up. So the solution to all of this, you would assume he would like fess up and be like, "Mom and Dad, I apologize."
Nah,
He
killed his parents.
It's insane. Yeah.
Chopped them up throughout the whole night, chopped them up into pieces,
It's wild.
tried to burn them in the fireplace,
Which-
created too much of a big fire that it fucked up the fireplace. He got cut because the thing exploded. And then he kept chopping them up and then like put him
dispersed them all over town, like
all over Wisconsin, I think.
yeah, but which is like so disgusting and so like I don't know. I feel like I don't know that.
And
speaks of,
he left pieces of their body part in his girlfriend's backyard.
Yeah.
And the whole video is just his girlfriend like being interviewed by the cops, and she's just being super honest because she's like, "There's no way that my boyfriend would have killed his parents."
Yeah, she's like, yo, she's even
Wrong.
providing them information. Oh, I have this screenshot.
Yeah.
So basically the cops had a big idea that it was him. But at one point, the girlfriend was saying that he wasn't able to drive for his numbness in his legs and whatever his autoimmune disease.
He got by Snapchat.
Yeah.
That's why you turn off location on Snapchat, guys.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess that Snapchat thing 100% certified.
She was like, "Yo, what are you doing by the Wisconsin River?"
Yeah, I thought you could drive. He was like, I got there.
He's like, "I went to go get CBD."
Yeah.
And his girlfriend is actually super nice.
She seemed pretty chill, to be honest. Like but again, just like a regular person, she was saying like she got along with his parents. They played Mario Kart. Like they were like really great relationship. So I can't imagine for her. Like I don't think I can ever trust anyone after this. Honestly, like c'est fou là. But again, it's super unfortunate for the parents. Like I felt so bad for them.
Yeah, that's to say lightly.
They seem like
very unfortunate is.
No, that's an understatement for sure.
Getting killed by their son.
No, but like
giving him like raising him right. But they did everything right. Paid for his tuition. Yeah. Took care of him.
And then the
everything
mom,
right.
Turns out she was like stay-at-home mom. And then the girlfriend was explaining how his mom had like tapes and tapes of the kids, playing soccer at the plays. Like every single thing, his mom was there, his dad was there. So again, I don't know them personally, but they just from the girlfriend explaining, and she's not even like 100. She wasn't raised by them. They seem like amazing people. So
that's
again,
crazy.
this kid is messed up.
I couldn't imagine. Yeah. Like all the stories sometimes you watch like on Netflix, like all the
true crime, whatever.
Yeah, like true crime documentaries on like psychopaths and stuff like that. And you're like, you kind of feel sorry for the parents. They're like, bro,
I don't know, my kid was this jacked up.
Homie, like this came out of your balls, bro. You created a psychopath.
No, or it was just
you had a serial killer in your belly for 9 months and then you raised them.
Yeah, right?
And you got to think back, like, what did I do wrong?
Right? Yeah, that's messed up. Yeah, well, that was the video we had watched yesterday. So. And then speaking of love, okay, because you love your partners. Love is Blind season 4 is out.
Wow, now you're getting better transitions.
Thank you. That segues are like good.
Yeah, I mean, you went from like horrible to like bad.
No, Love is Blind is still horrible because people there suck.
Yeah, like we had this conversation yesterday. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off.
Yes.
Just put down in the comments if you find it odd that like all reality. And I'm putting in quotation marks, the reality aspect of reality TV shows. They're always conveniently very interesting. There's always some sort of drama happening, as opposed to like real life where it's like not always something crazy happening. No, for sure. I'm not saying it's scripted. I'm just saying it's very convenient.
Okay. I do believe for sure 100% there's like, the producers kind of push narrative. Like one thing about Love is Blind, everyone always drinks out of these golden cups. The reason why is because when they do edits, you wouldn't notice like how much they've drank. From the 20 minutes, I drink this much water.
Yeah.
If the cup is golden, you don't see what's inside. You won't know that it's been like really odd edits, right? That's one thing that they do. But in general, I mean, I think reality TV show you need they purposely pick certain personalities, knowing that personalities will clash. So that's kind of like the product of like what reality TV shows are. But this season, I swear, I mean, I've watched Jersey Shore. I've watched everything. This season is so messy. And this one girl, she was engaged to this guy. And then turns out one night she told him, yo, I want you to boss up. But if I tell you to boss up, how would you feel? If I tell you that I need you to boss up, how would you take that?
In what situation? I'll be like,
let's say
I've never heard you speak this way.
No, okay, fair enough. That's not
like,
are
you okay, bro?
Sure enough. I don't mean to say that.
Are you drunk, bro? You need to stop drinking. I'll take your cup away. But she went
in the sense of like she wants him to be more aggressive, like boss up.
Like start fighting people?
No, I think she was saying like
you need to explain the concept. Yeah, like I understand the words, what you mean, but like there needs to be
more in the sense of like she wants like aggressive in the bed, or just because I think the thing for him, he was very sweet.
You already know what time it is. Yo, boss up,
But I think for him, he again just very different personalities, but I think she gonna give me vibes of a person that just loves to argue. You know what I mean? There's some people that just love to argue. And then he seemed like he was more passive. So I felt like that's where it wasn't working.
Yeah.
But yeah, that fame, when it was their wedding, so they have an episode every season.
She wanted to get fucked and he wanted to make love.
Exactly. Wow, that's so poetic. That's the most poetic way. Yeah. That's basically it. Yeah. There's an episode where everybody goes wedding dress shopping and then the men get their suits fit and everything. Yeah. And then the fiance, she wasn't there. So one of the friends called up her fiance. She's like, yo, where's Jacqueline? Because she's called Jacqueline. A guy just like her groom or like the man she was engaged to. He's like, "Yo, your girl is not at the dress fitting if he come." And then they meet up later. Turns out instead of going to the dress fitting, she went to meet up another person from the show, and then they made out there. And then when he met up with her at night, he was like, "C'est pas venu." She was like, "You know what? I can't love you." She was kind of being honest, but like very like she didn't have to do it this way. You know, she was like basically kind of cheating on him.
But isn't it convenient that she did?
Bro?
Huh?
Yeah.
Isn't it convenient that she did? She didn't have to, but it's just convenient that she did.
Yes,
Isn't
right?
it funny?
For trash. And then the guy after he asked her, "Can I get the ring back?" Tu sais ce qu'elle a dit? She's like, "I accepted this ring, so I will keep it."
Bitch, watch me bust up.
Yeah. Would you be mad? How would you feel if you got engaged to me? And I got engaged to you, whatever, and then we broke up the engagement. We both agree, and you ask me for the ring back, and I say no.
Okay, so here's the situation. If this happens, either you have it on you, and I'm just yanking it off your hand, or I know where you live, and I'm busting the door open.
That
explain the situation to your parents. Be like, "Yo, I need to go to your daughter's room. I'm taking one thing, and it's the ring." And then that's it. Damn. And I feel like they would understand. And even if they wouldn't understand, I'd be like, "I don't give a fuck because I know where her room is at."
Yeah.
So you either make this situation easy for everybody, or I make it petty for everybody, and I don't care.
Yeah. But honestly, I mean, it's pretty messed up. I mean, why would I want to?
And then I'll leave you a voicemail. I bossed up.
Where's my fucking ring? And I burned your house.
I bossed up, bitch.
So you would be mad if I didn't give you the ring back?
Of course. What do you mean? It's my squad.
And then
fuck you think?
So ridiculous.
Think I'm gonna buy you like a couple $1,000 ring and not get it back? C'est pas bien dans ta tête ou quoi?
And then the thing is, like, I guess that kind of proves of how much he was simping for her. He was like, "Okay, I wish you the best." I was like, "Bro, that's an example of what you."
I mean, I wish you the best, but you giving my shit back.
Actually,
or I'm stealing stuff from your house that equivalates that value.
I would be so petty if I was him. I would be like, "Keep the ring. I'm gonna curse it. I'm gonna curse this ring. I wish that you get cursed forever." Gee. Bro. Yeah. So this season is really wild.
You pull up to your apartment and be like, "Where the fuck is my couch?" Be like, "Yeah, we'll give me my ring back."
Actually, yeah.
Did you steal my couch? Yes, I did.
I just stole your guitar. Both of them. Yes.
Why?
No, tu
vas m'acheter une bague?
No, I'm gonna sell it.
So you would take my ring and steal my guitar?
Yes.
I would slap the shit out of you.
What? I saw this thing though. There was this girl, I think she was cheated on, and what she did, it was so petty, but so funny. She put like fish guts in the ventilation, so his whole house smelled like fish. So she did slash his tires, but I think that would be the type of version of revenge I would do. You know, it's very subtle, but it's gonna know you for the next week.
I watched the most fucked up TikTok, and I know for a fact it's fake.
How do you know it's fake? TikTok is real. Everything on the internet is real.
No. There's just certain stories that it's like, it's impossible. It's impossible. But just if it happened.
That's wild.
I entertain the idea. So basically, it's like this girl, they're doing like a podcast thing, and she's talking about a situation where she cheated on her boyfriend.
Okay.
And she was like, I went out, and she went hooked up with another dude, and like they fucked, and he busted a nut in her vagina, right?
Okay.
And then she came back, and for some reason she didn't like, extracted the nut from her vagina. She kept it in her vagina. And when she came over to her boyfriend was horny and wanted to eat her out. And he ate her out, and he's like, "Your pussy tastes so amazing." As he's, allegedly.
But that was, so she wasn't another guy.
Yes, he busted inside of her, and she kept it inside of her. She went over to her house, and her boyfriend was like, "I'm horny, I want to eat you out," and he ate her out. And he was like, "Oh, ton boubou est tellement juicy en ce moment."
First thing, I feel that would completely fuck up your pH down there because.
Number one, that's not real. Right?
Sometimes because people are so
if it's real. That person is a psychopath. This is a serial killer in the making. I need the police to pull up right now. You know that meme? That dude's like, police. Just she needs to go to a federal prison for a life. And I feel like, I've never tasted a nut. So I don't know the texture of the qualities of it. But I feel like if I would eat pussy and it I feel like it would be so different from like a regular. I'm like, what the fuck? Let me open the lights, bro. What's going on right now?
What's this conversation, bro? If my mom's gonna watch this.
It is what it is, bro.
Yo, I don't know. Sometimes like, it's like I don't want to just believe everything. Obviously not, but some people are just crazy enough that because remember when we went to Cuba and there's the guy that told this story about his girl and then she roundhouse kicked him and then she threw his clothes and then out the window with this is the cap. Honestly, looking at this guy, I believe it.
But that's more believable than this story.
But even that, you wouldn't believe it. They would be like, "Oh, that's cap." I was like, "No, man.
No,
Looking at this guy's face, this is real."
Have you ever met a person in your life where you're like, regardless what he said, you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
No, the message come.
Sure, that happened, of course.
I have to look in the eyes and be like, I can see that happening.
But he's like, he kind of gives you like crazy vibes. So you kind of act like
he gave me like steezy vibes.
Exactly. So you kind of like pretend like you believe him. You know what I mean? Because just in case he might be like a little like crazy.
Like,
you know,
I don't know, but I believed him.
Anyways, that story, I was like, bruh, this is disgusting.
But
I was like, bruh, you know, they say you never should hit women. But if this was true and I find out, I feel like I should be allowed to like slap you just like at least once.
Like, I don't know, bro. That's kind of weird, bro. It's kind of like when you read those "Am I the Asshole" thread on Reddit.
Yeah.
Like some of them may be cap, but like it's so hard. I don't know. I have better things to do than make up a whole ass story and pin like 8 and
you
2,
do.
8.
You do. But certain people like their lives is on Reddit.
Ouais, c'est ça, mais moi j'ai mieux à faire, là, excuse-moi. Là. Like, I could spend an hour on YouTube, that would be more productive. Maybe writing a whole ass essay on Reddit.
Yeah.
Like, j'ai mieux à faire. Genre,
recently I read one of those stories, like Am I the Asshole? Mm-hmm. And it was a story about how this dude, he went over to, like, he was in a relationship. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if he was married. I feel like he was married already. Mm-hmm. And they went over on vacation to where her parents lived. Mm-hmm. So instead of like booking a hotel, they were like, you can spend the time with at our parents' house, blah, blah, blah. So whatever, they went over for the first day. They just got there, brought all the suitcases, the day went well. They had lunch, blah, blah, blah. Where they had like, they had lunch, supper. And after the night, like everybody's getting ready to go to bed. And the parents are like, well, you can sleep on the couch. Telling that to the husband. The husband's like, well, I mean, he brushed it off as a joke. He's like, no, I'm going to go sleep in the same bed as my wife.
I think I saw that one. Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're going to sleep on the couch.
It's my damn house.
He's like, what the fuck? You guys are serious? Like, he was like, I'm an adult. This is my wife. Like, what do you mean I can't sleep like in the same bed as her? And he's like, he got super offended. He was like, I'm going to go sleep like at the
motel.
In a hotel.
Yeah.
I was like, and then I'll see you later. Like, I'm not sleeping on the fucking couch. And he was like, the couch already seemed like it was going to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if he had like back problems or regardless. He's like, just out of like the point, he was like, I'm not sleeping on a fucking couch.
I didn't give me an inflatable mattress, bro.
And then the next day when he talked, he's like, yeah, your parents are gonna need to like, they want like an apology. Like they insist you for you to come back and they want you to apologize for not sleeping on the couch. And he's like, I'll apologize if your parents like at least acknowledge the fact that it's odd that they asking me
married.
Yeah, like daughter, exactly, that I can't sleep in the same bed as my wife. And they're like, nah. They don't want to apologize, and they're like, no, they insist. Like if you don't like come and sleep over on the couch, like you're not welcome anymore in the house.
Like, how would you feel that was a situation with my parents?
I feel like that's
and you're married. Like I feel like that's the biggest thing because the fact that it's not like boyfriend. I understand everybody has different culture, like values. I understand that, but there's a point where you're like married and people already know that you guys have slept together. That's just like a solid base, bro. So you're married. It's been a couple of years. So I feel like or maybe this is not even like this guy. I feel like that's the parents telling him, we don't like you.
But I just feel like there's certain things you need to do before you get married.
Like what?
You gotta at least come over the house and sleep over the house once. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. But just like,
just to
I
make
feel
sure
like
that the parents are not like,
or like meet the parents, or like again, they don't like him clearly because like, they want to sleep on. And then the wife, did she back him up? I think I don't remember that story she did.
No, from what I remember, they were like, oh, that's just how my parents are, and they were just kind of like, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, it's hard because it's their household, right? So who am I to be like, oh, fuck my parents, make them? It's hard. It's kind of hard because I don't know if I want to say it's not that deep because again, that means the parents just really dislike him. I feel so. And again, that's gonna cause more issue if he doesn't apologize. But I don't think he really has to
I wouldn't
apologize.
apologize. But like, you guys are crazy.
Would you come back to my place? Actually, you don't want to. You don't even like going to my place because tu dis qu'il fait trop chaud chez nous.
Yo, vous gardez votre appartement à 26 degrés.
Which is natural temperature. You keep yours at 21 or like 19. Hello?
I put it at 21 for you.
21, I'm so cold, bro.
You like, it wasn't 19. I gave you 2 degrees.
The reason
I gave you 2 degrees. You pay hydro here?
Yo.
You pay any bills here?
The reason why I stopped, because you gave me
you pay any bills here? Yes, sir. It's a yes or no question.
Bro, I pay with my company. That's all I'm gonna say.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
That's a no. That's a long way to saying no.
But see, I haven't complained in a year because you got me a Snuggie. So
exactly.
I was like, actually, this is warm
I
enough.
I stole it from my boss, my ex-boss.
Which is ex for a reason because you stole it from her.
Yeah, I got fired.
Imagine. Yo, but like,
nah, just I didn't steal it. Like it was a Christmas party, like exchange party.
Like, thank you
thing, where you can like steal like the present. Like there's everybody brings a present for everybody, and then you kind of like pick from the
lot.
From the lot, and then like you have when it's your turn to pick, you can kind of like either steal someone else's present or you take another one basically. And I decided to steal one from my boss.
Yes.
Yeah. But I made a funny joke. I was like, I hope this doesn't affect my probation because I didn't do my 3 months yet. Kind of like,
And she was like,
She was like, haha. No, everybody was laughing. I was like, haha.
Was she doing the Kanye face? Like,
I don't care, man. My body cool, bro. It is what it is. I enjoy this. Like,
you paid yourself.
I don't know what I gave. Yeah. What did I give?
You got a candle, I think.
Was it a candle?
I think you got a candle.
Yeah, makes sense.
You were like, here's a candle.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
I don't see you like. I feel like the first thing you go to Walmart, take a candle. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense for you. Like, also in the same topic of love, I read this crazy article. You can see here on
Chinese
Global.
government.
But yeah, so basically, it was this random like article on Global that I'd read, and it was saying how during spring break, the Chinese government was kind of like pushing students to, I guess, take an extra week off, and really like fall in love. Like they were even emphasizing, you guys have to fall in love. Find some romance, and then do something with this. Because I've been hearing about this for a while, and I watched.
They're like, stay another week abroad, gather more information.
Stop, bro. It's not even the
this
same.
spy balloon is down. We need more surveillance.
Mind you, they are still
record everything on TikTok.
No. No, en général, c'est comme I watched this. I had heard about that for a while, but I watched a documentary and I got a lot more information. It's called Birth Gap. It's on YouTube. It's for free. It's really interesting. And China is one of the countries in the world where like there's a big issue with fertility rates, and they're at the lowest, right? And the issue is only getting bigger and bigger every year. And then, like, I know Japan has it. I know Italy is really bad. I know Italy have a really big like older population, and it's happening all across the world. And interesting with China, from what I remember, like reading and just getting a bit more on it, it was that. So you remember the one child rule thing that they had? I think it was implemented in the 80s or like a while ago.
Yeah, because they're like 75 billion.
Ouais, sont beaucoup, right? Yeah. So so that was implemented, and then one thing I didn't know, I knew the rule was abolished, but I didn't know it was till 2015. I figured that stopped doing this in like the early 2000s. So 2015. So I think over 25 years, or over like 30 years or so, I think if to do the math right, 25, maybe 25 years. Everybody had a limit of one child. And the I think what kind of messed up all the numbers is that men were favored over women. So mettons j'ai un enfant, like I think if just in general they were favoring men over women. So I think that's why there was so many like girls that were kind of sent away, or a lot of bad things happen, honestly. And then now the issue is that I don't know the numbers exactly, but per the number of men, there's like a very few amount of women. So how many men and women can, il n'y a pas assez de femmes pour les hommes qu'il y a là. So
it is what it is.
But when the documentary was interesting, it was really showing how just like how the population is going worldwide, and how there's going to be a lot of changes in the next couple like decades we're going to see. And then it's really interesting. Like, I mean, like for example, they were saying how I think worldwide people are, depending where, but for example, like in North America, I feel like people typically aim for like 1 or 2 children compared. I mean, just about 100 years ago, I think people were having like 12 kids at a time, just on average.
Yeah.
Mais
I
là,
mean,
maintenant,
il y avait rien d'autre à faire.
right? Bust out the kids.
There was no YouTube. There was no Instagram. It's like you came home. It's like, well, I already read the newspaper.
Yes, so another kid.
When I have another baby.
Also, I think it was mostly people that lived on the farm. Ça faisait un peu la main d'œuvre, genre, you know.
And they didn't have condoms. They were like,
They did.
well,
I think. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think it was used as much.
But how many kids would you like to have?
I think 2 is a solid number.
I think aim for 2, 3 if it
Maybe,
happens.
yeah, third one if it's by accident, you know. If
Or
it's
just
one of
like-
those days I was like, you know what, I don't want to pull out.
Or just
cool.
par hasard. But I think I would like to aim for 2.
Let's just take the wheel.
You know, even my mom, it's funny because I have 4 siblings. My mom is like, don't have 5 kids. Have 2 or 3. My mom is like, from experience, my mom is like, I love y'all. From experience, it's expensive, you know, it's very hard to have like that many children, right? And I think I sais pas, I could say the inflation, but the things are just gonna keep getting more expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I don't know if it's possible to encourage people to have more children if they really just don't want more children.
Yeah.
But,
Also, I hope everybody survived the apocalypse.
oh,
The
ouais.
2023 electricity apocalypse.
It was. I mean, I had it worse than you, bro. You missed electricity for like 24 hours.
It was hard. As I put a pizza in the oven, it shut off. And as I threw the pizza in the garbage, he came back. I was like, God, what are you trying to say, God?
It's like you used the wrong cheese.
What are
I
you
told
trying
you,
to say?
bro. It was bad, honestly. Like
It really wasn't that bad. It was just like, you know.
no, again, yeah, for example, yeah, for sure. It wasn't like bad, like the worst thing in the world. For honestly, like for people, for sure, they were like in the worst.
We did not
situations
have
I was.
electricity for 48 hours.
Well, honestly. And also, it's not like just 48 hours I was going to work. I was still able to go around. No, it was pas la fin du monde. But it was more like I was kind of saying like more inconvenient because it's just like you're so used. I didn't know how dependent I was on my phone and my Wi-Fi and my data. But I did to the point where even I can barely make a call. I was like, damn, this is hard because if I want to contact someone, my phone's not even working. See, and then I did hear there were like 2 people that passed away, and then I think they were just both. The number of trees that has been like demolished is insane. So I think these people branches fell on their tree, which is so unfortunate on them.
Yeah. But luckily, it wasn't like as cold because I think the last time there was the verglas was like minus something.
Yeah,
and it was 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and it was
like
something.
mid-janvier. Luckily, we're in April. The next day, everything just melted.
And that was old school winter, not like winter we have it now. Where it's
years
like,
ago, bro.
We have 5 centimeters of snow sometimes.
Right,
like that was back where like mid-December is like, yo, you had this much snow.
Yeah, and also it was the snow was.
Yo,
like,
I remember when I came to this country, I was like, there was so much snow. I was like,
You're
that's
like,
crazy. Like mid-December, there was like so much snow everywhere. You can go like snowboarding.
Did you come and you were like, is this Ukraine?
And then you're like, then you show up and it's like, here it's like, that exists, bro.
No,
you can't play in the snow like you used to as a kid.
I saw a thing. There was like a reportage, and I think some patinoire, like let's say like an Ottawa, or like a big one that usually opens, then opened this
An
year.
ice rink.
Yeah, ice rink. Yes,
Yeah.
because it was so warm, it wasn't able to open at all, and I think that's the first time like ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, it's messed up to know, but like these things are just gonna keep happening, right? We're not just gonna like the social climate. Everything's just changing. Like that was extreme. Il fait comme 8 degrés dehors maintenant, and then 3 days ago there was an ice storm.
Yeah,
you know,
but it didn't seem that bad, honestly.
It was no, it was. I think I had finished work, so I was going my way in. Honestly, it was bad, and then just going around, like also because it was dark, there was no lights, but like it was really hitting very hard, and it was like icy. Yeah, it was really hard. If you were outside for like more than 20 minutes, tu sentais, c'était vraiment fort.
Okay,
you know, so
that's crazy. Yeah,
but speaking of other unfortunate events, Hasbulla has been canceled.
Hasbulla
has been canceled. I told you.
I mean, he's not canceled.
Bro, he's canceled.
Okay, there's a video of him hitting a cat. But like, we all been there.
Explain what Hasbulla did.
Yo, he hit a cat. Yo, the cat probably peed on his stuff, or like he was giving him attitude.
Would you hit by the way, my dog is in the joint today. He's like sitting over there.
He was closed.
What do you do?
He was closed. I allowed one pee in the house because I had to pee. We woke up. I really had to go pee. And then I really had to go pee. So I understand that. And he's an old dog.
But
so
I told you to put a pad though inside.
No, man. If you raise the dog right,
this dog is
he just waits when you take him out.
I understand. But this dog is 11 years old now. It's not changing.
because he got used to having pee pads in the house.
Yes.
So he's like, oh, I'm gonna pee everywhere in the house. He thinks it's acceptable to pee in the house.
No, I understand.
Because you let him pee in the house.
Yeah, I understand.
If the dog is known to, when I wake up, you just wait for me to pee and I'll take you out for a walk, which I did.
Yes.
He would have not have peed in the house.
But to be fair,
but he wasn't raised that way.
To be fair, we got this dog. I've never asked for a dog in my whole life.
C'est quoi, c'est un Shih Tzu? What type of dog is it?
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. So there you go.
Yeah. But to be fair, I got this dog when I was 15. I have never in my life asked for a dog. My sister was like gifted this dog. So we got a dog. A dog was implemented on us randomly. So he wasn't raised right because we've never known to even, and I never even researched how to raise a dog. So clearly we were the people initially to take care of a dog. Again, he's 11 years old now. He doesn't know better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's an old dog.
And he was about to pee on your shoes.
I know.
I saw him. He was sniffing around, and I was like, "That seems sus." I don't know what you're thinking, but you seem sus.
If my dog is like walking around and you see just leave the room, he's gonna pee. He's doing that sus. I know.
Sus.
I know him.
And then we went on a walk and he peed everywhere. So now you better understand. Tomorrow morning, you better understand.
He's not gonna understand. You're taking care of him tomorrow, by the way.
Exactly. And now you're not gonna be there. I'm gonna slap him.
I'm gonna put a camera there.
If he pees on my shit, I'm gonna slap him.
By the way, I have 3 cameras in your place right there.
Whatever, it is what it is.
And right there.
And you'll see the beating.
But yeah, so
Hasbulla.
the cat was Hasbulla attacked the cat.
But they're the same size though. Like, is it even like? Is it? They're literally the same size.
It wasn't a fair fight, bro.
It is a fair fight. Like Hasbulla versus a cat. I feel like it's like me if I hit like a tiger.
No, bro.
Like it is. I get it. It's animal abuse, but like
it's animal abuse.
You know what I mean?
Okay, Hasbulla is mean. I was like, why you hit the cat?
Yeah, don't hit cats. Obviously, you know it's a joke. It was just, I guess he's getting canceled for that.
Didn't like McGregor or something say something about it? I don't know. I think I saw something. They were saying like, I don't know. But Hasbulla, don't do it again, please. That's not nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tag Hasbulla in this and see what he says.
Yeah, that could be your drawing. Get the clicks. Get the clicks.
Hasbulla versus the cat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
exactly like in the UFC ring.
Good idea.
Hasbulla versus the cat.
I'm gonna do like this.
Exactly.
Hasbulla versus the cat.
See,
who will win? Yeah. I will make the cat win, by the way.
Nice.
I decide the drawings.
All right. Speaking of fucked up stuff, I don't know if you heard about the hazing culture that's been like brought into light that was happening in like minor leagues of hockey.
I've heard about hazing in colleges, but I've heard like they can be bad. It's happened a couple of times that people have died.
100%. So there's like a bunch. Like hazing is just it happens at all levels of sports.
Yeah.
And it happens like in all sports in general.
Yeah.
But recently it been come to light, like especially la LHJMQ, which is like the junior league in Quebec, which is like the main one. There's been a lot of like cases coming up of like people coming out and saying like the horrific like situations they've been a part, and there's like an investigation going on now. And it's just fucked up because a lot of it's coming to light and a lot of it's like crazy stuff. Like there was like tweets of people talking about how the veterans of the team, so like the veterans is like the players who've been there longer, and obviously a lot of them are saying that it's not mostly, but a lot of it is the veterans that are there that promote this type of culture because they're like,
we've been here longer.
Yeah, well, but in the same time, it's like they have the least amount of chance of like making it to the next level. So it's kind of like almost like they doing it on purpose, you know? Because like if you're a good player,
you would have been in the NFL right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like you still have to do your year, then you get drafted and you're out of it. And they kind of, in spite of that, they kind of force it more to like those type of players.
Because like, kind of like internal competition, like, this kids might make it more. Because like you said, like there's a certain level you're gonna stay. This is your peak.
So it's kind of like they're doing it on purpose, and also they've been part of it for like longer. So it's their culture, and they've been a part of it. So it's kind of like, well, I had to do it, so I'm gonna make you do it.
Guys, people are weird, bro.
Yo, weird is an understatement. Like they're talking about like the things that would happen, and this is only what people came forth and like
to say.
Like I don't know, like it's crazy. I'm reading some of those stories and I'm like, yo, if this ever happened to me, well, number one, I wouldn't lie. Like I would stab somebody. Like honestly, I would like fuck them up.
But I understand how it's hard in a culture, especially if you're new and there's like 80 people who are against you. I understand how it's hard.
It's 15-year-old kids, 14-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids. It's like it's hard easy for me to say.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it. But imagine it's like a 15-year-old kid. You're trying to make your dream. You're trying to be part of the team, and your whole team is like forcing you to do things.
Yeah, and the pressure,
One of the stories was like incidents of veteran using towels wrapped around soap bars to hit a rookie so they wouldn't leave marks, and veterans allegedly demanding rookies to undress and masturbate on the team bus while pornographic movies were played on screens.
But these are children.
Yeah.
So that's this genuinely like child pornography, like literally. I mean, were they recording them?
I don't know about the recording,
Okay,
but they're
but,
just there, and it's like
I mean, were they
there's no way
children,
that
though?
situation like this happened and the coaches don't know. And there's like stories
Oh,
where
of
like the
course they
coaches
know.
knew, and the coaches would tell the players, they would come and be like, "Yo, just be a man, just tough it out," and you explain situations like
One
that.
more week.
And there's like other situations, other stories of like, just to give an example, like there was a thing they called. I'm gonna tell you a term, and you try to figure out what it means.
Okay.
What would you think if somebody told you a soggy? How did they say it? A soggy biscuit.
Soggy biscuit? Is
Yeah.
it like flaccid penis?
No, I mean you're in a general idea. You kind of go in the right direction. So basically,
Yeah.
they would veteran players would masturbate and ejaculate on either a cookie or a donut,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of the rookies there would be like kind of a competition, and the loser.
Has to eat it. Yeah, it's not worth it. I'm going home. I'm gonna watch
I
more.
would stab somebody. Like, yo, like, you know, if I'm forced to eat that, like, in my
See,
head.
that's why I spend my days watching Naruto and I didn't do sports. That's the only reason. No, that's really messed up, honestly.
Here, there's another example. Another expert, and it's
Ugh.
like a former hockey player identified as AA said the general manager of his hockey team told him to not be a pussy when the hazing got bad. He recalled getting jumped by veteran players in the locker room. Says this happened in the showers, on a bus, or elsewhere. The coaches and the team staff saw and knew.
Mm-hmm.
And adding that after he was trading, he experienced the same thing of hazing. So it wasn't like just one team; it was just like the culture of it,
Mm-hmm.
and also like the thing that because like it's been going on for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
So the coaches were the rookies at some point that hazing happened to them. So in turn, when it was happening in front of them, and there were like coaches of teams where that would happen, they'd be like, "Well, it's culture because that was part of it."
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
it
And then the
becomes
general manager,
normalized,
the same
right?
thing. Exactly. And it's just a
Yeah.
cycle that keeps on going on. And it's
Yeah.
like everybody thinks that it's normal, even though.
But you can break the cycle.
It's-
Yeah, but it's hard to just be like, I'm a 15-year-old, I'm going to break the cycle.
Yeah.
I'm new here. Right now. So I don't blame these kids for falling into it. You can just shame on like the adults because you guys don't have to do weird shit like this. Like, you guys are way too old for this.
Yeah.
That's weird, man.
And like the commissioner, like the all-time commissioner, like there was a previous one, I forget his name, but he resigned obviously when the scandal came to light.
Mm-hmm.
And he said like, I didn't know nothing, blah, blah, blah. But it's like
yeah, it's cap.
kind of hard to believe.
Yeah.
But then there was a new general like manager of the league, and he said he is confident this won't happen again because they now have mandatory training at the beginning of the season, which includes videos, conferences, and a visit by a police officer who explains the rules and laws to players, which I call #cab. But you know, and it's just there's just so many stories.
Mm-hmm.
There was one story that like there was a dude, the coach, like if like they would shower obviously, and they would like
Mm-hmm.
they would be naked, and he would tug at their flaccid penis.
Why?
Cause he's a fucking weirdo. He's a
Yeah, no,
pedophile.
that's like 100% weirdo. Like, why?
Yeah,
That's so weird.
and it all started with like so basically like there was a motion. I went to the Cour suprême of Ontario,
Mm-hmm.
and basically it was about like 15,000 players over the last 50 years that signed that motion saying that they were part of like hazing culture,
Wow.
and they ended up like striking it down. But
It's not gonna disappear overnight.
no,
100%.
100%, 100%.
And also, like, it's sad because I think the only way this came out because somebody must have said something. But I can imagine the repercussions to like those people, right? So now, like, maybe they'll be like hated on the team. Oh, he talked too much. He said so and so, right? Or maybe it was like it's like incognito. Maybe
Yeah,
I don't know how that came out,
And
but
it's-
like yeah,
and it's even like people would sometimes think maybe it's like sometimes it's not prominent players that would have it done, but there was like a player like Marc Method, some if people like watch hockey would this name will resonate with them, but like he made a tweet for folks who don't understand some of the insane hazing that used to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Mariuki party in junior A, vets made the rookies do a push-up contest. Only you had to be naked with your penis bobbing in and out of a beer mug. Loser drink both beers. This stuff happened in front of an audience. Imagine doing that. I narrowly avoided having to partake, thank God.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
added, hockey has changed drastically since then and for the better. So I think that it's very important to acknowledge that too. Not suggesting everybody is perfect, but there's certainly been a big shift for the better. But still, it's fucked up because these situations still happen. And it's fucked up because it's
Mm-hmm.
young kids and it's trauma that's gonna scar them from
Persist,
life.
yeah.
Like it's like
And also, I feel like if this is happening behind the scenes, I don't want to keep playing. I feel like it's not encouraging. I feel
yeah.
like I don't want to. I don't feel like I'm part of the team. Or just any sort of hazing or like any sort of like that's basically bullying as well. I mean, it kind of merges into that. But
No, 100%. And there was even like I see if I can find it, but there was an expert of a guy who was like saying like uh when I first came into juniors, like my whole dream, my whole life was
mm-hmm.
for me to be go to the NHL and like
Mm-hmm.
make it and become like like a star, and that was his dream. And then when he got
Mm-hmm.
there, like the hazing became so bad that like it became like such a nightmare for him, and then like that scarred him for life, and he didn't have the motivation to like
Keep playing.
keep going, and he was
Yeah,
like, you know,
this is what it
it
takes.
killed my
Yeah,
dream.
yeah.
Like I wished it to become something, but then it became like something that I wanted to dissociate from for a long
Mm-hmm.
time.
Wow.
So that's fucked up. So I hope everybody that's involved are gonna get their due process. And that's crazy. Like
It's really
that's
sad.
insane. I hope all these adults that were involved and hit it get tried as pedophiles.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's
This is one hundred
disgusting,
percent
man.
child abuse.
That's
Because you see,
disgusting.
whenever I see like new draftees or something in the NFL, they're like they're as young as 18, 17, and I didn't even know they could be this young.
And, I,
So I can totally imagine like 15-year-olds in there.
and that's crazy. Like imagine how difficult it is. I've read somewhere that like
Mm-hmm.
that was like for um like sexual assault victims. It's more like it's predominantly more female,
Mm-hmm.
because for males sometimes for them it's harder to like speak out of it. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
more of like like a man getting raped.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Not taking it
it's
as seriously.
I mean, I think neither are taken seriously, but
Okay.
it's harder for men to
Mm-hmm.
like say that I've been raped. And I feel
Yeah.
like these situations, like they said 15,000 players, I'm sure it's such bigger, because like how it would be so embarrassing. Like I feel so sorry for the people, and I implore their courage to come
Mm-hmm.
out and speak about this stuff.
Yeah.
But like that's one of the things that, like, if let's say it happened to me, and I'm saying that it did,
Mm-hmm.
but if let's say it did, that's one of the things that like I would go to the grave with. Like I wouldn't have
Yeah.
the balls to
Yeah.
come out with it and like
Because
explain
yeah.
that.
Because like you said, it's barely taken seriously when it happens to
Yeah,
either gender, and then
exactly.
I think for men it's even less than the minimum of people or like what people actually believe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's hard. Yeah, the culture is very hard to just like come out. I know like Terry Crews had this whole thing. Remember before a couple years back?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he said like early on, this producer was touching him, and then he was seeing like he came out. Years later, seeing like it was his producer, and then people were like, "Yo, Terry Crews is like beef."
Yeah.
But he was saying like, as a black man at the time, early in his career, had he done the slightest thing, he would not be here right now, like
Mm-hmm.
100%. And he's like, I can 100% certify that my career, I would not have this career right now,
Yeah.
right? So again, and I feel like it's hard until like a really again luckily I haven't gone through like any of that situation, but I can't imagine like because it stays with you, right? It's not something you just like get over it.
Exactly.
It stays with you, and then it affects your every other part of your life, right? In terms of like trusting
Mm-hmm.
people, your comfort, and like just so many other things. But yeah, so I can't even like imagine in general. No, people are messed up, and people. I think this episode should be people suck.
Yeah.
People are just suck in general because man, when they say like hurt people, man, people be hurting each other. But I wish we get out of this cycle and we do better. Honestly,
Yeah.
you know, no, it's really messed up. Yeah,
That's pretty much
yeah.
it.
I mean, in terms of hurt people, We did watch The Godfather
Yeah.
last week, and then the movie was interesting because like I think you remember I know the father like the Godfather guy, his son was killed, so he was like, I'm gonna end the cycle instead of me continuing on this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make peace and have my other son come back.
Yeah, and
You know?
murder everybody.
Yeah, but before that,
He was like, I promise you, I will not avenge this death,
Mhm.
but my son will.
Yeah, I'm not talking
My
about my
son
son
will gonna
though.
kill all y'all in this room, motherfuckers.
But the movie was good because
Yeah.
like the only reason
I love the pacing. Like it felt like
Yeah.
it felt like you had like 3 movies in one.
Yeah, because I feel like some movies are so long. I'm like, oh my god, it's so on. But this one, I feel like I kept wanting to know, oh, what happens next? What happens next?
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I wanted to, because I've never had the need to watch it. To be honest, I know
Yeah.
it's good. I just never bothered.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this show called what is it called?
That's the sound you just heard. That's like a Honda Civic, 95 Honda Civic trying to start at minus 40 degrees.
Before I crash it. in the wall. No, the show it's called White Lotus. So the show I'm watching called White Lotus, and then so this season 2, they're like in Italy, I believe, and then this character and his family came to visit Italy. I guess there was we had family there and everything, and
Okay.
then at one point they go to like this sort of like place like in the outskirts of the city, whatever. And then the grandfather's explaining, oh, this is where Apollonia blew up, and I was like, what?
Mhm.
And then I googled and I saw The Godfather, and I was like, oh. And I was like, wait, so this woman blows up in a car. What is the context? So that's what I wanted to watch the movie. Because I figured I was like, this is such a crazy plot point. Like, what happened? But the movie, well, yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be good, but
It's a classic.
yeah, it's pretty fun. It was
It's a
fun.
classic.
And I didn't know it was the same guy that did the Scarface movie.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Al Pacino.
Yeah. I didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I recognize this man. And
You
then,
think I got this scar from eating pussy?
what?
That's a line from Scarface.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Oh,
in the
damn.
opening scene when he's getting interrogated and he's like, how did you get this scar? Eating, and he was like, eating pussy. Like, you think I got this scar from eating pussy?
Damn. Imagine though.
Don't cancel me for that accent. I try to do an accent.
Yeah, sorry. No,
What accent do you think that was?
I don't even know because it was a bad accent. It's bad in general, so nobody knows. You can't even get canceled because it wasn't even a proper
Exactly.
accent. No, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. We're gonna watch the second one, and then you told me the third. I didn't even notice
The third one is not worth watching.
But the third one came out like a decade
For only
after.
one scene.
Oh, when his daughter. Wait,
Just one scene. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
reel me back in.
No,
I
that's
think
the
I've
scene.
heard that. I didn't even watch the movie. I know one. The only thing I know is about one of the producer's daughter, the same girl that she became a director and she directed the Virgin Suicides. I forgot her name.
What?
There's an actress. Sofia Coppola.
Uh-huh.
I only know her post like this movie, but I heard that she was put in this film when she was like 17, and she was like a horrible actress. Everybody bashed her. But now she's like a pretty cool like director. But turns out I think there was articles saying that Sophia like ruined The Godfather 3. But like you said, it was bad in general.
Yeah, I don't
So-
remember. It's just the story made no sense. It was forced. It was like I think the original movies were like in the 70s,
Mhm.
and then Godfather 3 came like 20 years after.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So it was 70, 74, 72, 74, I think, and in 1990. Which
Yeah, there you go.
is, so clearly like a cash grab. I think they were like, we can make a trilogy.
Exactly. Like the movie didn't make it. It didn't have the same feeling. It didn't have the same pacing. And
And then again, now at this point, it wasn't making about. Again, I didn't watch it yet, but it seemed like it was just for the sake of making more money.
yeah, we'll
And
watch it.
have
We'll
I'll
get
watch
there.
it. I'll be the judge of.
We'll
it's a
get
good
there,
movie or
Pops.
not.
We'll get there.
I'll be a judge. Is it the same guy, Al Pacino? Did he do a movie on Netflix and they de-aged him? Is that him?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. How did that? What? Wait. Netflix.
Thing was The Irishman.
Oh wait. Okay. I cannot spell.
Isish? Isish?
It's hard to type on the. You know,
You
I
missed
said it one
letters.
finger, like the cat, because I did the tap touche thing. It came out, bro. I don't have the coordination for nothing,
No.
bro. I'm telling you. When I say I don't have the coordination, people don't believe me. I cannot
believe you.
coordinate.
I believe you. I trust.
Only because I think there was a thing that you told me when you first met. You said like I said some things that were odd, but now in hindsight, you're like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But back then, you were like,
Well, I was
why?
like, you were teetering on the line of like, you're a psychopath or you're just quirky. I'm not sure which.
But now you know me, they come.
And then we went to the bar, and then I saw your assets, and I was like, I'll allow
That's
it.
kind of offensive.
I was like, regardless what it is, it's cool with me.
She's like,
I'll allow
you know what?
it.
She's like,
I'm interested.
I will talk to you 5 more minutes.
You've had my what was the quote? You've had my intention. I forget it. Anyways, it was from Django.
Django, the one with
With what's his face? James. Is it James? What's his name? No, Django, not Rango. But what's his face?
I was thinking, I was like, wait, it reminded me. Okay, you know, Rango in the movie with
Jamie
Johnny
Foxx.
Depp,
With Jamie
like,
Foxx.
he's like a lizard.
With Jamie Foxx. Remember?
That's so
where he's
confusing.
like
They sound the same.
where he's like
I know this is not
the Django. No, like anyways, you got it.
I misspelled Django.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Oh, I didn't watch that movie yet.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Oh no, you had my curiosity, now you have my attention. That was the quote.
Fair enough. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it was right.
Is it is it like cowboy movie? Is it like
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's like, so
Even
Jamie
out
Foxx
there.
is a slave that gets freed by a guy, and then he becomes like a slave
Bounty hunter?
owner.
Oh.
Like a slave owner, bounty hunter ish. And
Okay.
it's like a revenge for racism type of flick.
Oh, that's good.
It's like a black guy killing white people. Gruesomely.
Well,
Samuel L. Jackson is there.
on est quitte là. Samuel Jackson. Oh oui, I think
On est kid?
Hein? Mais pas
You
toi,
said
Roman.
it.
Racism cancelled.
Racism is solved. White people, we don't have to feel
No. So the one
ashamed
movie,
anymore.
This is a film.
She said, on est quitte.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing that face. This
Ladies
guy.
and gentlemen, we got him.
Is that what you said?
No.
Bro. You remember that guy in Cuba? Remember that guy that was reciting all of the lines? Clearly, I swear to God, this guy does this. I feel like he va faire ça au Super C.
100%. Because then the next day he was still reciting this line. I was like, bro, we had the same conversation. Just at that bar over there. Bro.
Il va passer au Super C à la caissière. You know, he was like, oh my God. I feel like if you did that, I would not date you. That would be so annoying.
The cashier's like, Johnny,
Can you pay?
this is the 7th time this week.
Debit or cash?
Take another line, bro.
You know what? You have a self checkout.
This is
You can go to the self checkout. Tu vas marquer l'employé au self checkout. You go, yo, man. No. But yeah, The Godfather is a good movie. Watch the second one. I'll give you guys my full rating. After we watch the trilogy, I'll make Victor watch High School Musical, the trilogy. Because there are 3 of them.
Non.
Okay? Pourquoi?
J'ai pas envie, man.
Ouais, c'est bon. Okay, I'll watch it by myself. With my dog.
Tu la regarderas, man.
He's on. He's sleeping.
So that being said,
Yeah,
that was a good episode. I hope everybody get a chance to watch UFC tonight. We got a good UFC card. It's gonna be interesting fights.
I only watch
Can't
the
wait to see
highlights
it.
on YouTube, to be honest.
Israel Adesanya is gonna get knocked the fuck out again. He's fighting a dude. Look how sad that this is, or look how crazy it is.
Yes, what
So
happened?
there was this fighter called Israel Adesanya. He came from kickboxing, and he was like a kickboxing champion there.
Okay.
And then when he was a kickboxing, he lost to one dude twice named Alex Pereira. Then he came to the UFC, Israel Adesanya.
And Alex also switched.
He became like a champion in the UFC.
Ooh, okay.
And then at some point he was talking mad shit about Alex Pereira because he won twice against him in kickboxing.
Yeah.
So people were like, you know, because in the UFC he was just fucking everybody up. He was just like super dominant.
Stronger,
and he's like, yo, how do you feel about this guy? You know, blah, blah, blah. He beat you twice. He's like, yo, I don't give a fuck about this guy. One day he's going to be in a bar and be like, yo, I beat this dude one time. And Alex Pereira heard that interview and he was like, bet. He came to the UFC, knocked people out.
Wow.
3 fights, knockouts. He got a challenge and he beat him again 3 times. Now it's 3-0. And I was fighting for the 4th time.
So if he wins again, I would just retire. You know?
Basically.
Because when I was like, yo, you gotta take the L, man. You have to learn to give up. It's okay
and
to
he's so
lose.
corny. I'll show you a tweet that he posted. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to post it just because it's so bizarre. Israel Adesanya sometimes is super corny. And he came to the press conference with a dog collar. And people were like, why are you wearing a dog collar? And he's like, because I'm a dog and I'm about to be unleashed.
It's so corny, bro. Yeah. Yo, I would unfollow. This is this. Wow, that's bad, man. I'm a dog about to be unleashed. Yo. Imagine he paid. Who let the dogs out? Who? Imagine that would been funny.
He posted this.
I'm not even gonna
So
describe it,
I'm
guys.
gonna describe
We're
it.
gonna end the episode
Okay,
here.
so Alex Pereira came with a jacket and had Pikachu on his back. So he was like, so after that, Israel Adesanya went into his hotel room and he went on Twitter and was like, I heard you like Pokemon. Catch these, and he tagged Alex Pereira, and it's I think this is not even a Pokemon.
It's
I think this is it's Kirby.
Wait, is Pokemon a Kirby?
No, I don't think Kirby's a Pokemon. Or it might be.
Is it Mario Bros? Is it Mario Smash Bros? But I don't think it's a Pokemon.
Anyways, it's Kirby with balls and a dick. And he posted that on Twitter to the men that beat him 3 times.
Yo, that's...
And switch sports just to beat him up again.
Although, okay, it's a disturbing image. It's really nicely drawn. To be honest, it's like nice shading and coloring, but we're not gonna post a drawing. Yeah. You guys can.
But I like this fight. I like Israel Adesanya. He has one of the craziest highlight reels when he knocked out what's his fucking name, Robert Whittaker. He knocked him out, and then the celebration he did was insane. Like his entrance, like when he comes to the ring is cool, but he can be so corny sometimes. Just like, I'm a dog and I'm about to be unleashed.
That's corny. Yeah. Man, my head hurts now.
Like, it's crazy. Like, when you look at, like, the pictures in his profile, you just see Kirby with the balls.
You know, I feel like that's more embarrassing for him, right? It's not even a diss. Like, it's just embarrassing.
He says, I don't keep scores. I settle them. Wrong.
You've not settled.
You're 0-3.
Yeah,
but it was a crazy fight. It was a crazy fight.
But on this note, we'll see tonight, I guess by next week or in 2 weeks, we'll see if he actually did win.
Exactly.
And we'll put an update. Maybe on the podcast description, we'll write he lost. We'll write because the white cat.
Exactly. Yeah. 0-4 or 3-1.
Ou 1-3. You never know.
Yeah.
Never know.
All right.
Yeah. So it was a good episode. See you guys soon. And
2 weeks.
I don't know. Comment down below. We always see that.
Yeah,
Nobody
comment below about
I
reality
know who's
TV.
Watching.
Comment about reality TV. Do you think it's convenient that it's always exciting, or is it actually reality?
You know, there's a narrative that they build, obviously, but at the end of the day, as long as I'm entertained, nothing matters.
Yeah. Their definition of reality is very loose.
Yes, but I am entertained, so that's all that matters.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.
Deuces.
Bye.
When you were playing that record, what were you thinking?